Hello, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is doing well. You might be thinking there's a little bit something different about me. Can you figure that out? Yes, exactly. I was able to finally get out and get a haircut. I was beginning to look like Einstein with my hair being so unruly. Originally, I was going to just have two videos from the Patapsco Valley State Park, but as I was putting together part 2 last week, I realized that it was just going to be too long. As a result, I decided to split that up into 2 parts and present to you today part 3. So again, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you enjoy this part 3 of my photo excursion from the Sawmill Branch area at the Patapsco Valley State Park. So let's get started. Well, I made it down to my second spot. It is absolutely beautiful down here. If you remember, as I was passing it in the last video of how these cascades sort of fan out, it looks a little bit different down here in front of it. Now, it took me, I had a real scramble to get down here, so I didn't film that because I almost felt like I was going to fall flat on my face as I was coming down, so I didn't want to embarrass myself, even though that probably would have brought some comedy to the video. But nonetheless, I'm down here and I'm going to look for some compositions, and I think one, I'm going to take some photographs down here sort of on the level of the waterfall, and then I'm going to take some up, climb back up and take some from up on the bank. All right, let's go ahead and get the photography started here at this waterfall. For my first photograph at this beautiful little waterfall, I've set my camera up sort of to the side of the waterfall. Now what I'm using here is I'm using this particular rock here as some foreground interest, as well as that rock. So you have this rock here, and then it's leading into the waterfall there. Now, I'm going to go ahead and take the photograph of it. It looks good, but let's see how it turns out. Now that photograph is okay. I really don't like really well the space in between this close rock. I just think it's dead space. I could crop it out, but I'm going to try to take another photograph, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit to eliminate some of this sand and space right here in front of this rock. So we'll see how that goes. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust this composition and see how it turns out. Oh yeah, I like that composition a whole lot better than the previous one. I think it eliminated some unneeded portions of the photograph. So one of the things that is really important when we talk about finding compositions is doing edge patrol. Looking at the edges to see if there is anything that is poking in that you don't want, like branches or things such as that, or having to do with the composition. Is there too much in your frame? That's very important, because if there's too much in your frame, then you may need to zoom in a little bit if you have a zoom, or move up like I did, maybe 5 feet, to eliminate that open area in front of the rock. What's important here is that you just can't go into a spot and just throw your camera up and just start, looking. You have to be circumspect. You have to think. You have to slow down and take a look at the viewfinder. Take a look at your scene here to see what you can eliminate. And if you can do that, and when you do that, then you can get much better photographs. I found a really neat composition here. So what I've done is I've moved from the creek, looking sideways onto the Cascades. And it's giving me a really, really neat perspective here. Another point that I would like to make is don't just go for the traditional waterfall shot. I think that goes back to slowing down and looking around. What I like to do is not only get the front shot to where you have the leading line going into the waterfall. It's a wonderful shot. I love those. But I like to look for a shot that is unique. All waterfalls are different, so every waterfall is going to be unique. But take the time to look for those a little bit different perspective maybe. This has been a blast. I just love going to places that I haven't been before and discovering areas or taking photographs of new places. One of the things that it does is it expands your creativity, and I love to do that. I love to improve, and this is one way that you can improve. I just love it. What can you say? I just love it. I love being out here in nature. I love photographing waterfalls. I'm speechless. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this second part of my trip to Patapsco State Park. I certainly have enjoyed it. I hope you've learned a little bit as well on how to take photographs of waterfalls. And I hope it inspires you to get out and explore. So I'm going to continue to take some photographs in the area. I've thought of a few more compositions, and I'll throw those up here at the end. So once again, thank you so much for joining me on this photography vlog. Please give me a thumbs up, a like, leave a comment. I love to hear your comments and interact with you. Please subscribe if you haven't, and click that bell notification icon so you'll know when I upload a video. So again, thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to taking you along on another photography journey. Bye.